You're also playing another game.
Another game, a game I was very excited for.
Yeah.
What is
So
this,
there.
12 years in the making kind of thing? Like,
It's been
when did the first one come out? Yeah.
ages and ages. You've been playing Volgarr the Viking,
Volgarr the
Part
Viking.
2, Part 2.
Yeah, Volgarr 2. Digital Eclipse, baby. Volgarr is, for anyone that doesn't know, that was a really good, like, 360 Xbox Live Arcade era, side-scrolling action adventure game where you're a Viking just fucking shit up, man. And it's brutal. It's a hard game, that old one. It was more about trial and error. So I'll say this about it. There gameplay wise, it's just refined version of the original one. They're not trying to reinvent the wheel with this game in any way, shape, or form. It's still hard as hell. It looks cool.
It's as if the sequel was made back then.
Yeah, it's as if this was like the like Summer of Arcade, like the year or two later kind of thing, when this came out or whatever. It's like you go around. It has. I love some games do this, and I love it where you have to take like spikes and stuff, and you can throw your the word is escaping me, but spike is just what I'm calling it.
Sure.
And it's a throwable weapon, but it also creates platforms, which is sick. So it lets you get to areas that you couldn't experience like without like, and in some cases, like you can like throw them a spear. That's the word, spear.
Yeah.
You can throw a spear into like the shield of an enemy, so you can use that. So you can like use an enemy to higher up and get stuff. And this game's brutal, man. I am not good at this game. I've been playing it a lot, and I feel like I haven't made any much headway at all in it, even though I have, obviously. Which brings me to what is my biggest problem with this game, and it's a problem that they've kind of vaguely addressed, but they don't know if they can change it because it's kind of built into the systems of the game. So you know how in Mario, like the modern Mario games, where if you die too many times, they give you that invincibility box where you get like you can just fly and nothing can kill you. A very similar concept happens here with it's called like undead mode. They don't explain it to you. There's no prompt that really like I mean they do. It's not straightforward. If you die too many times in this game, it activates undead mode, which turns you invincible, except for like pitfalls and things like a Mario game, which is all well and dandy, except you cannot turn it off and you cannot say no. So once you activate it, once you've died too many times, it's just on.
Oh wow!
Until you delete your save file or beat the game.
Oh really?
And being in that like changes the ending. So
wow,
that kind of sucks. Like this game's supposed to be like it's the fact that it's not really this. There are ways to kind of circumvent that, but it's just like for games like this, you just want to like get back in and do it. But it's like you die and it's like continue, and you just say no and go back to the title screen, and then you can like load the thing up again. Like it just also visually, it kind of gives you a hint visually how close you are to it, because each time you're resurrected from a continue, Volgarr looks shittier and shittier. Like he starts turning more and more into a zombie. Like his skin starts turning ashen. So it's basically like the Valkyries cannot resurrect you anymore. So now you're just the undead finishing your quest. Conceptually cool. I think it just needed to be more flexible. People have been complaining about it. If you read IGN's like Digital Eclipse posted all of the reviews for it, and it's like a bunch of 8s except for IGN, which was like a 6, and then they put in parentheses they did not like undead mode, and I agree. I do not like undead mode. Now for me, I'm bad at the game, so undead mode's like okay, like I get it, but like I would rather just kind of power through it and have it take me longer than make me play through the game invincible.
Gotcha.
And like I want that choice. I want to be able to make the choice if I want to skip this level or if I want to just cheese this level and get it done and over with. I want
but
that
taking
choice.
taking that choice away from you does
Just
feel like
yeah,
kind of
it's a really
control.
really good game. It's a solid 2D platforming brawler that feels straight out. It feels like a modern version of a Sega Genesis game, which is just how Volgarr original felt. It's just like I wish they would have handled that better. But I really like the game. I think Volgarr 2 is great. But if you go to their Twitter, you'll see if you go to the Volgarr one, they addressed it. He says he's got to think some things over. He's not making any promises. Nothing may come of it. Like that's just the game that he designed. He understands that people don't like it, but like at the end of the day, that is the game he designed, and that's what he wanted, and that's what we got. And I get it. Like, and again, conceptually, I understand it. Like, it's kind of a cool idea that, like, oh, you have exhausted the Valkyries' power. Like, you've died too much. Like, they just can't now. Like, there's not enough of you to bring back. So now, like I said, conceptually and storyline wise, that's cool. It's very cool. But I just, again, I'm sure there's a better way to handle it, but they didn't do it. They just went this route. It is what it is. I don't say it's a reason not to get the game. I wouldn't do what IGN did and like just absolutely rake it over the coals for it because
for this,
because at the end of the day, it's kind of your fault as the player in a weird way because but like get good, I guess. Like I deleted a save because I didn't want to go through it. So like I started the game over because like later into the game you get the more shitty that is. But getting better. So I'm running the risk. I'm not running the risk of being undead anymore.
So I've never played a Volgarr game, and you're saying this is fine to start, yeah?
Oh yeah, I can't imagine. You're not missing a whole lot of deep lore with it. If you just picked up Volgarr 2, you'd be more than happy.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I highly recommend it. I really do. I think it's a great game. It really captures the essence of an old school. Like I liken it to like a Genesis side scroll. Like it has that. It almost has the momentum of like an Altered Beast in a way. Like you're even like picking up like. It's a one-hit kill at your base, but like you find treasure that has things like early on in the game, you'll find a treasure chest. If you use, like I was telling you, throw a spear into a skeleton's shield, you get up on there, you do a double jump off of him, climb a rope, get to the very top, you find a treasure chest, and up there is a treasure chest with boots in it, and that adds an extra hit. So you can take an extra hit. And that's what like, and that's sort of the Altered Beast style where it's just like, every hit you take brings you back down to normal human. And it's the same kind of thing. Like every hit you take, it's just takes off a piece of your gear and it brings you closer to having to die. So I like that aspect of it a lot. I think that's cool. And you're collecting treasure and stuff. It's a Genesis game at its heart. And I love it. That was my era. That was what I grew up on. I didn't grow up on Super Nintendo style games. I grew up on Genesis style games. So when there's a Genesis style game, it really speaks to me differently. So, yeah, that's fine.